Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
We back. Just like that.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
TGIF.
Yep. TGIF. Another week down.
I love the Friday episode because I love Fridays.
It's the weekend. That's why. Who doesn't love the weekend? It's like a mental thing.
Yeah. That's why I feel like I like Friday's episodes to be lighter, but we never really know. We just yap away.
It was yappity yap.
So hopefully you guys had a chance to watch Monday's episode on YouTube because we did have some visuals. We remember how we talked about Sampaku eyes?
Mm-hmm.
I did on the YouTube version. I did post the visuals, and I just wanted to touch base on it really quickly again. So for those of you who didn't listen, on Monday we talked about Sampaku eyes, which is where either the whites on the bottom of your iris or the top show, and it's indicative of different things. Mental illness, there's ancient Japanese superstition surrounding it. It could be doom or that something bad is going to happen or whatever, health conditions. And I came across another picture of my dad right before and I remember noticing something different. So if you notice something different about someone's eyes, look to see if it's the whites that you're noticing. Because a lot of times that's what it is that we're noticing, but we can't pinpoint it. And I remember we were at my house here on my birthday, and it was shortly before he was diagnosed with his colon cancer. And I remember he looked bad. Like, I was like, God, what's wrong with Dad? He doesn't look good. And I found the picture that we took, and he had full-blown Sampaku eyes. The bottom was showing a lot.
Wow.
Like a lot showing. And then I looked at him in person yesterday to see if it's like that now. And a tiny bit it is, but not like what it was. It was it was worse, and it did look weird. His eyes looked weird, and I remember thinking that. But anyways, I won't get into more of Sampaku eyes, but it is interesting that it can be, I feel like it can be indicative of like something going on health-wise for sure.
Yeah, pay attention to that. It's good to be aware of that.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's just another thing, like if something starts looking weird, that you can look into it. But thank you for
What do they say? That the eyes are the window to the soul?
Yeah, that's what we talked about last week. But
if the soul ain't happy or not feeling good, it's going to go through your eyes, I guess. It's going to show.
Thank you for my espresso. I got my dollop of whipped cream this time. I had an energy drink this morning. I didn't work out today. I'm trying a little bit something different on Thursdays, especially because we have the podcast. So on Thursdays, I'm going to do a Lift 45 class at Orange Theory at 3:15, and then the 4:15 traditional Orange Theory class. So it's like a double day for me, but it's weights and cardio, so it's a good combo. Weights are first, which, by the way, if you're ever going to do them together, always want to do weights first.
You always say that.
Yeah, because weights, you need glycogen for weights. Cardio, if you take it easy, which I will today, even in my class, I'll take it easy. You don't need glycogen for like easy cardio. You just need fat storage.
I do the opposite. Not cardio, but I'll warm up on Stairmaster 10 minutes, jump rope maybe another 10, hit the bags, and so I'll do weights after.
You just want to make sure.
And I'm warmed up better. I actually get a better workout because I'm already sweating and moving.
But yeah, technically,
I hear that too. I've heard that over the years.
It's glycogen because you have you don't want to, especially not a warm up. A warm up's different. Like for me, if I were to do a full blown hit Orange Theory class and try to do weights after, it won't happen. I'll be zapped.
Yeah, you'll be zapped.
But it's cool. They're offering, for those of you who are in San Jose, the San Jose Rose Garden location is offering Lift 45 now, which is there's right now only 2 times per week, 3:15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's not an additional fee. So if you have the unlimited membership, you just go to these extra classes, and it's lift resistance training focused. And I went to my first one already, and it was really good. I'm sore. It was really good. But you know what's so funny is some Orange Theories offer this, but not all. But Alyssa's studios that she runs downtown and Rose Garden, they've been around for 6 years. And in that 6 years, they've never offered it. So now, she's kind of like made it a point to bring those classes to these studios because members have been asking for it for a long time, right?
I agree. They should have some type of lifting format.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Because it hits hard and it's exhausting and it kind of can wear on your mental.
But you don't have to, on that note, with Orange Theory, if people think like, oh, that's too much hit, I don't want to do hit, you can scale back and do an Orange Theory class that's not actually hit. So you know how I sprained my ankle? I've been taking it easy. I call it green days at Orange Theory. So I'm keeping my heart rate lower, more in the fat burning zone the whole time. Because you have access to your heart rate. So you can control whether it's hit or whether it's a low intensity. So I've been keeping it low intensity because of my ankle.
Yeah, smart.
But what I was going to say is so when they got excited to launch these classes, because the members have been asking for them for a while. And I noticed that they did a really funny reels, and I'll actually put it up on the YouTube version.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
And one of the other coaches did this reel, but they announced that they brought the classes, to Orange Theory. And it's just so funny to me. Like, you give someone something and then it's still not enough. Because I was reading the comments on the video, and the comments were mostly negative. Oh, these are terrible times. These are the worst possible days. These are terrible times. It's like beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, like, relax. You think you're so important, like this is supposed to make a special time for you or something.
I don't know. I just feel like, why is it that, like, you can get excited to offer something and then it's not enough?
Someone always got some shit to complain about. That's why.
You know, I don't know. I was just reading the comments and I thought, that's unfortunate. But it's like, okay, it may be a bad time. It may be a bad day. But guess what? The class was full. So it's not a bad time for everybody. It's just that those squeaky wheels, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how about saying, like, this is great. I can't wait. Or thanks for offering this. And, you know, if it's, you know, I'm sure that if it's popular, you guys will even add more sessions, which is the case. But
it has to get steamed first, though, before you can offer more classes.
Yes, right? And the coaches have to be trained.
Yes.
It's a whole different format. It's just funny. Like, beggars can't be choosers. You can't. You can't be like, oh, you know.
People are so entitled. I think everything like has to revolve around them and them only. Like there's some special gift to the universe.
You can't replace some of the existing times that are, you know, for the core of Orange Theory, which is those Orange Theory HIT classes. So you have to look outside of those times. And this is supposed to be like a supplemental class. But it's just interesting. Just people in general. I don't know. I just pay attention at like people's reactions to things in general. Like, why would you be negative about a positive thing? Why look at the negative aspect of it?
That's what you just said. Why look at the negative? What do most people do? Always look at the negative.
Yeah, like what you focus on is what you will feel.
Yep.
You know, even in your daily life or anything, if you focus on the negative aspects of something,
feel it. Yes.
You will feel
my goodness,
the negativity. But if you try to look at even the positive of even the worst situations, you'll feel better about it.
It's like that frown, you know, the meme where people are sad. Change that from a sad to a happy face, and you'll feel much better.
You know?
Okay, so you can't make it. It doesn't fit your schedule. Boo-hoo. Guess what? Eventually, if it gets popping, like it gets busy, they're going to have other classes for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just in general and everything. Like, for example, look, I could have been negative about my ankle. It feels actually pretty good. It just feels like it's a little weak, so I want to be careful. But I could have been negative. And instead, this week, you know what I thought? I said, you know what? I'm just going to take this opportunity to power walk instead of running. And maybe it'll be a nice little change for my body. Maybe it'll be a good opportunity for me to see how I like power walking. And maybe I'll like the way it feels or whatever. So it's a good opportunity to change things up. And it's also a good opportunity to try doing, you know, more lower impact days and seeing how that works, like seeing how that feels. It's also perfect timing for me to incorporate the resistance training stuff because, you know, my ankle is not as crucial for that. And so I'm trying these Lift 45 classes. So I could have just been boo-hooey about it. And like when I talked about it, you know, or like.
And you rolled it pretty bad because you were in pain that day.
I was in a lot of pain that day. It was really weird the way it kind of went through. I kind of healed really quickly, but I don't want to think that it healed really quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be like, respect the injury.
Yeah, you didn't even get black, purple, or blue down there. You're
No,
lucky.
it did a little the first day, like
Yeah.
broken blood vessels,
Yeah.
but it cleared up. I don't know why, but I want to bring this up because it made me laugh so hard, and I don't think you realize. So a few days ago, you came in from your walk and you said, "Hey, I listened to our podcast for like the first time because you don't listen. I listen to it just to make sure that the editing's good."
Yeah.
And you said, "But we sounded we were talking a little fast though," and I had to laugh, babe. So you guys, I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was so funny. He listened to our entire podcast sped up and didn't know it. He thought we were actually talking like that. You had it on the 1.25 setting.
That's a stupid feature. So I don't even know how my phone did that. That really. Who did I listen to? What podcast?
It was us.
I know that, but was it on Podomatic or Spotify? Or what? No,
It was on. Oh no, it was on Apple Podcasts.
they got to take that feature off. That shit is dumb. I'm sorry. I listen to a lot of
It was
Spotify,
so funny.
YouTube. That no one has that feature.
Because you came in and you said, "Wow, I liked it. You know, we sounded really clear, but we
Yeah.
talk a little too fast, I think." And
But
I'm
like-
like, "What?"
You knew right away what it was. I think.
Yeah.
Why
I
would
knew
they
it.
have that feature though? People have that ADHD or short fucking brain span that they have to listen to it sped up. Why would you have that feature? That was dumb. That's a dumb feature, honestly.
I don't know. Like, who listens to a podcast like that? It even had like 1.5.
Yeah,
like
whose
why?
brain wants to listen to some like what the?
But
You
what
got to be
was
on
it-
meth or cocaine to listen to some podcast like that, maybe
What
to keep
cracks
up.
me up though is that you listened to the entire thing thinking that we talk that fast.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, we need to kind of like slow down.
Yeah, I felt like we're in a race to see who talks faster. It didn't sound too abnormal though at that speed. It just sounded a little sped up.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I thought that I laughed like after you left the room. I listened to it for a while.
Everybody go blast them and tell them take that feature off. That's so dumb. Because you know how many other people probably done it and thought that they were like, wow, they talk too fast. Like that's a stupid feature. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep saying it over and over.
I know, but anyways, so next week the plan is that I'm gonna be making Thanksgiving only like the main things: turkey, gravy, and stuffing with my dad.
Yeah. Wow.
We're doing like the family Thanksgiving. Everyone's bringing something, but the main things are turkey, gravy, and stuffing. And my dad is going to teach me how to do these things. Man, it's got him all up in arms. Like he's stressed about it.
Stressed about what? Teaching you?
Yeah, because he's not feeling the best, so he wants to like guide, and he gets overwhelmed. And I'm gonna vlog it. So that should be interesting. I already started a little bit because he's already trying to like want to talk through some of the things. And it was so funny. And in such like, this is so my parents, but he was telling me how when you cook a turkey, you have to cook it to a certain temperature. Did you know that? You have to like, to know it's cooked, you put a thermometer in it and it's like 170 degrees. It's cooked.
Internally?
Right. And so he says, but your mother bought this thermometer, but it never works right. It never works right. So I just use a fork. I use a fork and I put it in the turkey. And if it's clear water that comes out, it's ready. If it's still a little bloody, it's not ready. He said, but this damn thermometer, it doesn't work. And I said, well, how long have you guys had it? And he's like, a couple of years, but it never works. But it turns on. I put new batteries in it or whatever. I said, let me see the thermometer. So he brings the thermometer. And mind you, I'm filming. So I did catch this on...
I said I just checked my weight. Yeah,
Okay, so you've been using this for how many years? And you last year?
Last year.
And you wanted to know why it was always 145?
Yeah.
It's probably because
That's
there's a sticker.
What is the sticker for? Now go ahead. See if there is.
Oh my God, Dad.
Okay, enough of that.
I'm sorry, that's funny. It's Celsius. Oh, I'm gonna put Fahrenheit. Yeah, look, 73.
See?
It's
That's
right
what
on the
it
money.
is. It works good.
It is not one. So last year you.
Why always 145? I changed it. I throw it away. I'm glad I even changed the battery. I'm glad I didn't. This thing is real good. You have to find out
Dad,
exactly
that's
what
funny.
I think is 1 Why it says 145? Because that's what's supposed to be.
No, that's just it's just I don't know, Dad. It's just a sticker. It doesn't
No,
say that
maybe it's
because this is to
down
measure
for the
all
turkey
kinds
is
of meats.
145.
Okay,
on
let
the
me.
vlog. But he brings it in and he goes, see, he turned it on and he goes, it should read what the room temperature is. And the light is on, but it always says 145. And I can't understand why it doesn't work. That's this damn thing. That's what it always says. I looked closely at the thermometer and there was a sticker where the digital part is. There was just like a sticker for when you buy it that had a demo 145. But when you remove the sticker, the thermometer is fine underneath and it works just fine. My parents have been like bickering for the last couple of years with each other because the turkey never went above 145. So they never knew if it was cooked.
God damn, is this what we have in store for us when we get old? Like, just kind of.
I about died. I'm like, no, if this is what I have in store for me next week, that's what that tells me. Because
facts.
I'm like, I can just hear them like bickering. You know, it's so funny as I was thinking, it's not funny actually. I was thinking about last year before Thanksgiving, we were talking on the podcast about Thanksgiving traditions. And, you know, I was talking about how my parents are getting older and you never know when it's going to be the last time. And my dad always says that every Thanksgiving, this could be the last one. And man, it's unfortunate. It's sad. Like, wow, how different life is this year.
Yeah.
You know, because it really was the last one with my mom. And my dad, you know, his health is questionable at the time. We don't know for sure, you know, what's happening with him, but for sure, I mean, he's like never going to be this healthy. You know, we don't know his, what is that called? Outcome or prognosis or like, you know, what time will tell.
Yes.
But, you know, it's different for sure because this is the first time my mom is not there, and this is the first time it's not them cooking, and you know it's time to start like pass on that recipe. You know, my dad's gravy is like top notch, and it is a secret recipe, not a recipe.
Too. The stuffing he makes. It's
not a written recipe. That's the key, and that's why I'm going to vlog it and document it and all of that because it's very good. My dad was a chef. Those of you who don't know, Val's Restaurant here in the Bay Area. It was a big time restaurant back in the day for like politicians. Yes. All the politicians, judges.
Alviso.
Yes, it's in Alviso, and it's still there. It is like an institution. It feels like you're stepping back into the 70s when you step into that place.
It does. Old school feel.
But like the bar was very popular, and like the politicians would go there, judges from downtown, because it's not far from downtown San Jose.
You know what it feels like too, to me? Like
mafia.
Old school mobsters.
Well, it's an Italian restaurant.
I bet you they did too. Like you didn't know who they were because it's San Jose, but I bet you a few of them have wined and dined there.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like the place to be. My dad was the head.
That's crazy. Your dad was there like in its prime, huh? In its glory days.
In its glory days.
Now it's there, but it's not the same. Right?
No, it's like it's there to keep the spirit alive, but it's not what
it's like the neighborhood bar restaurant. Yeah.
Now it's like the old watering hole. There's probably like 90-year-old people that have like the same stool that they sit at on the bar.
Yeah.
Every time, but we used to go there a lot as a family because you know my dad worked there, so it was like a fancy dining. Like it's like old school 7-course meal type of dining.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I loved it. That's when I developed a love for like clam chowder and lobster
thermidor. I had it there.
And
delicious.
all of those things. Yeah, we went as a family once with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we did that. That was for my dad's birthday one year. We have a lot of good pictures, family pictures from that.
Remember some of his pictures are still on the wall there from back in the days.
Oh yeah, my dad actually he's at the restaurant on the wall. They have old pictures and stuff there. But yeah, like the owner, Amelia Valls, she was so kind to like my mom. And every time she had one of us, she would purchase a year of diaper service. And so like my mom had like the uppity diaper service where they drop off cloth diapers and they pick up dirty diapers. She had like only rich people had that thing back then. You know what I mean?
Say, who the hell had that?
But
didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, a diaper service. And she always like when we would go visit, she would have these huge lollipops, like those big swirly candy lollipops, and she would tape $100 bill to it, and she would give each the kids one. She was so generous. Can you imagine?
You know how much money that was back then? $100?
Yeah, I'm talking like...
What, 80s?
You know, the 80s. The 80s. She would gift $100. It was crazy.
You literally could buy your snacks, food, everything for the month as a kid with $100.
I would go straight to Toys R Us.
I bet you would. That's
Buy myself a Cabbage Patch Kid.
That's probably what I would have done too. I'd have bought a video game or two.
So cool though. You know, like, wow. I remember thinking it was like the coolest thing. I was happy with the lollipop. You know, never mind the money.
That's cool that some business owners are like that. They're not greedy. Some people are tight. They won't even give you $1. Owners. They're just stingy,
she was very
greedy.
generous.
Yeah.
Very generous woman over the years. You know what? I was driving around the neighborhood and remember how you were saying how you didn't see a lot of Halloween decor for Halloween?
Yeah.
You know what's a huge freaking pet peeve? Like, we didn't see a lot of Halloween decor, right? But now, why is it that when I'm driving around the neighborhood, I'm seeing some houses, the only ones that did have Halloween decor, it's still up.
Then
that bothers me.
Take it down.
It's a pet peeve of mine for, like, decor to be up past the holiday.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So what do we used to propose? Should we stop at the door and knock?
And like they have like webs, like the full blown, the all night. It's like, dude, it's like almost Thanksgiving. Why is your Halloween decor?
You must want to give them a notice, like Halloween is over with.
Yeah.
Can you set it up for Christmas?
Christmas. Christmas can go up before Thanksgiving. I'm not weird about that. It doesn't bother me.
I've seen some lights up already.
Yeah, like I'm gonna probably have Nobby come put the lights up and stuff because I promised my mom and take down Christmas soon. I still have no desire to like put up a tree or all of that, but I'm going to do it. I'm just like not looking forward to that process. But it does bother me also when people leave their Christmas lights on. A lot of people leave that shit on all year long. Because they left it on so long that they think, I'm not going to take them down now because I'm just going to have to put them back up. That's annoying.
It looks raggedy.
I just do not like that.
Come on, throughout the whole year.
I have a limit. I think the limit for me is like the week of New Year's. It's got to come down. Mm-hmm. But like Portuguese people, I think it's like in the Catholic, there's something about, my mom used to say this. I'm not sure if it's even true, but she used to say that you have to wait until the date of like when the three wise men came back to visit Jesus or something like that. So it's like early January. You have to keep your decor up.
Some fairy tales, huh?
I don't know.
Where they come up with these fairy tales, man. I'm sorry, but this is all like fairy tales.
Because like
I can't believe people believe this stuff.
My kids know that for me, I'm like, I become like the biggest anti-Christmas like December 26th. Like I am done. I am done.
That's
December 26th.
Done. Yeah.
I like my tree down. I think I've even taken my tree down on Christmas Day before because, you're off that day and it's kind of a dead day. You're not doing a whole lot. So I've even taken it down on Christmas Day before because I cannot stand all of that.
Mm-hmm. I feel you on that one. Same here.
Did you guys get a Christmas tree when you were kids ever?
Yeah, we did.
You did? Mm-hmm. You would get one and decorate it? Where'd you guys put it?
I don't remember, babe. That's so long ago. Beats me.
You like when I decorate for Christmas, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
You don't like... It doesn't bother you, even though when I got with you, I used to think you were like Ebenezer. Remember I called you Ebenezer? And that used to bother you because I would call you Ebenezer because you didn't have a lot of Christmas spirit?
Because, your favorite holiday doesn't mean it's going to be mine.
What is your favorite holiday?
I don't know. I don't have
any
any
have
anymore.
one.
It used to be Halloween. I used to love getting dressed up, going out partying. Mm-hmm. I did. I loved Halloween a lot. 4th of July as a kid. But now...
You kind of get annoyed on the holidays because it throws off the whole groove of the routine and stuff.
Yeah.
I still like the holidays, even though I have like that.
Thanksgiving is nice because what we're celebrating it for, I'm totally against. But what it does stand for is at least it gives you a break to hang out with your family and stuff.
Yeah.
Shut the world down for that one day. That's how I look
Yeah,
at it.
I like Thanksgiving actually because I like that like the week shuts down early that week. It's kind of a cool feeling. I even told my clients no coaches chat on Wednesday because I'm going to start my cooking session with my dad on Wednesday. And my sister's going to join us too.
Yeah, the weekend starts Wednesday. If you think about it,
Yeah.
Thursday's Thanksgiving. That's we shut down. Friday's Black Friday. No one's going to work. Everybody's out shopping, spending money.
And the whole weekend.
And the whole
People
weekend.
usually are putting up all their decorations and stuff. So I like it. I like that it kicks off the holidays. Yeah. So I'm going to do my best to like get into a little bit of spirit. We'll see how that goes.
It's going to be tough. I know for you.
Yeah, I didn't realize how hard it would be until it got here. Like Thanksgiving and
Dude,
without my mom.
It creeps, huh? Like, can you believe it's almost a year?
No, it just feels like this year has been so crazy. It has been like the craziest year of my life. Like, it's insane, and it does not feel like, and it's still crazy and different, and it's just, I don't know. My whole life has changed. Like, I spend, just try to spend a lot of time with my dad. I really just try to go over there every day. I try to go there every single day and spend some time with him, see what he needs. And, my life last year was nothing like that. It was my parents were in their own little world, doing their thing. I would visit like once or twice a week.
Sad, huh? When one has to go and the other has to stay behind.
Yeah.
One day that's going to be us.
I know.
We got a while to that, though.
I hope so.
Me too.
I hope so.
Life's crazy, man. I just know life's crazy.
You know what I was watching? You know that show Love is Blind?
Yeah.
I kind of watched it. So if you guys don't know, it's on Netflix. There's 3 seasons of it. If you never watched it, it's a good binge-worthy show. It's where you meet people sight unseen and you date in these pods where you don't see each other. So all the men are in one apartment, the women are in another, and then you date each other and form connections without seeing each other. So without the physical. And then by the end of I think it's like 2 weeks in the pods. So 2 weeks, they date like hours long conversations and stuff. If you fall in love with someone, you can propose to them, and you propose before you ever see them. And then once you propose, you get to see them. Then once you get to see them, you go on a little vacation together. And then after the vacation, they put you in an apartment together. So you live in an apartment together. They make sure all of the cast is from the same area. So this season 3, they were all in Dallas. So after their little vacation, they all went and lived in an apartment together. And that's when they introduced each other to family and incorporated each other into real life. And then at the end of the whole 2-month experiment, you go to the altar and you see if you're going to actually get married. So at the end of it, and I'm not going to spoil it because I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't watch it on who got married and who didn't. But it just made me think about like how through the whole experience, they fall like head over heels in love in the pods. But then it starts to change immediately. Like when they see each other, it changes because if they weren't, the physical attraction isn't there, like, or the physical and the emotional isn't matching.
Mm-hmm.
And then even further, it changes. So that's in the vacation. It changes because of like what they look like. And during the vacation, they get to see all the other people they were dating also, and the people they didn't pick. And then maybe they see someone that looked more like their type and they get conflicted. It's very interesting. And then take it a step further. And when they move in together, then the issues are around living habits and incorporating, friendships and social situations and things like that. But it's so interesting. And one of the things that it kind of made me think about was like, they kept saying like, throughout the course of the process, they're like, I love you so much, but, now I'm starting to think about this, and maybe you're not the type of person physically I would have been in love with, but I love you so much. And it made me think about something like, what is love exactly? So like, if you don't like the way someone looks, and then you don't like the way they live, and then you don't like some of their values, like in this particular couple I'm talking about, but then you end the conversation, but I love you so much. What is it that you actually love?
That's a good point.
Like, what is
Good question.
love then? What are you defining as love? Because love, I don't know, like, what do you say? What would you say? Like, what is a love to you? What does that mean?
To me, like
Yeah.
I love you unconditionally from head to toe. With the good comes the bad. I mean, you got to love everybody. You got to love people for who they are.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I love you for who you
Or
are.
then it's not love,
there's
right?
nothing to change about you. There's nothing I want to change about you either.
Because, like, and I don't feel like they have to be perfect.
And our
in your
connection
eyes.
was pretty fast.
Yeah. But I guess for me, when I thought about it, because I kept hearing them say that and it was annoying. Because I'm like, okay, you said that she wasn't your type physically, and so the physical attraction
That's
wasn't really
important.
there.
No, that's honest.
And then you had some reservations with some of her thoughts on life and policies and political type stuff.
That's
and then
another
maybe
thing could be a problem.
living conditions.
That's another
Yes,
problem.
agree. But then at the end, how could, after all of that, how could you say, but I love you so much and I just love you and that's why I want to make this work? But what does the love mean then? Because isn't love all of those things? Because to me, love is when those things about someone, even if they're different, don't bother you because you love them. If it's someone you didn't love, those things bother. Every little thing bothers you. To the point, even down to like someone could like chew wrong or like walk wrong. If every little thing bothers you, it means like the love tank is emptying. Now, I don't believe that love tank can't fill up, but I think that's what love is to me. Love is to me loving someone for who they are, even if it doesn't align with you. But yes, it'll chip away if there's a lot of differences. The love tank starts to empty, and when it gets too low, all of those differences, every little one of them will eat away at you. You know what I mean?
Yep, true. So true. Every little thing, you get irritated by every little thing. And one thing that me and you, I believe we got lucky or blessed or call it chance or whatever, is we don't do religion. And you grew up hardcore Catholic. We don't do politics, so we don't argue there. So those are two things we don't fight about. And we just happen to both be clean people. We have a little bit of OCD, like picking up and clean. That's rare. It's super hard to find the end. For attraction's important. We both are physically attracted to each other.
Of course.
That's the beginning. That's always important for me. I don't care what anyone says. Emotional comes after. Attraction's number one. Because guess what?
Attraction is first.
I'm going to be real with you as a man. If I would have, let's just say I had an emotional attraction to you, but physically wasn't there, what are my chances of cheating on you? Instead of being here, be here. And I'm not excusing. I'm not saying you should.
Here's the thing that I do believe.
I'm being honest. Can I finish though, please?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I want to speak as a man because you're not a man. So, man, if men lose attraction to the person they're with, also your love meter's going down. If your love meter's going down, it's opening the door to create chaos in your relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to step outside that relationship, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
and it happens a lot. A lot of people don't talk about it.
I do believe, though, that love makes somebody more attractive.
Facts.
I do believe that. Do you believe that?
Facts.
I feel
Yes.
that
100%.
like even like if you are in a relationship and when you're in love, that person is very attractive to you. You're attracted to them. You think they're good looking or whatever. But even if they are good looking, their looks have not changed at all. If over time your love tank has emptied because of differences or whatnot, problems in the relationship, that same attractive person looks absolutely disgusting to you.
Facts.
And, so it's not all truly about a physical appearance. Your feelings for someone impact how they look to you.
Yes. For instance, if I get with somebody and I'm extremely attracted to them, but they start turning to this ugly person that I don't like, I look at them differently. I don't look at them like they're attractive anymore. That changes for me.
It changes.
And I'm out.
Yeah.
Because the person's ugly to me. If your personality and internally you're an ugly, mean person, I'm out. I don't care.
Well, and then on the flip side, if they were maybe not like on site And this is why Love is Blind can work, because maybe like some of these relationships on site, they would have never approached them. They wouldn't have gone on a date with them, but they developed the emotional connection first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why maybe they gave a chance to a type that they wouldn't have normally, and their emotional connection is there. So when they do see them, they are attracted to them because there is true deep love based on their emotional connection. That I believe. So that's why I feel like the experiment can work, but it's still a crapshoot, because then, yes, you layer in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So even beyond that, so say like the attraction is there because you develop the love.
Yes.
So even if they're a different type, but then real life is the biggest impact to me. So like being compatible, living together.
Yep. Important.
Because even
Real
if
life.
it's little things, I truly believe that little things over time become really big things.
They do.
Really, they chip away. Like it's a Housewives reference for those of you who don't know. But when I say love tank, it's from Real Housewives of OC. Vicky Gumbelson. She said like with one of her marriages, her love tank was empty. But it's like in a marriage, in a relationship, the tank can go up and down, but you don't let it get on E, because then it's harder to fill back up again. Or how they say if you let your car run out of gas, sometimes it could cause issues, and you fill it back up with gas and it still doesn't run. It won't start.
Happens with new cars, I believe.
So think about it that way. Because I think that's
and listen, it goes both ways. It ain't just always look at us like men are cheaters. No, women do too. When their love tank empties and some Romeo comes and scoops off her feet and says certain things that her current man or husband ain't saying, things happen. That's just real life. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I wasn't really referring to cheating, but yeah, I mean,
I know you weren't. I know. I'm just saying when the love tank empties, you have to just be careful, but try to protect that relationship.
Yeah, because I think there are two different kinds of cheaters. Okay, I think there are cheaters that literally just cheat. It's not like emotional. They just literally cheat because they want to get their rocks off or whatever, and they truly don't want to. They still want to be married.
Mm-hmm.
They still want their life and their family, but they want to do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are those. And then I think there are those people that cheat because they're in a marriage that should be over, but they're holding on for children, complicated, financial, whatever it
hard to
be.
Unravel.
They were vulnerable because their love tank was empty. And so, a captain, as you would say, right? Captains swoop in, men and women,
Yes.
and when you're vulnerable and when your love tank is empty, that's when, you're most vulnerable to do something like that.
And there's a group of people out there. I'm not referring to any group just specifically. I'm just saying there is people out there that love to prey on married people to see if they could break there's a kink in their armor. I feel like they get their rocks off.
Yeah.
Example, I feel like when men are married, they're not really, for the most part, paying attention to other women, but other women are paying attention to him. He cannot notice it. And the minute he notices, it depends on that person, how disciplined they are in their marriage, or how much love they got. Yeah.
And I think it's like expect the least likely that you would expect are the ones who are going to be the cheaters, by the way. It's the ones that are going to fall victim to that, the ones with the empty love tank.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that are insecure.
Yes.
It's the most insecure, or
give them a little bit of attention.
The one that seems like they're the one that's more in love, like they're more into their relationship, they're more in love, they want more attention from their mate. That is the one that is more likely to be the cheater.
That's crazy, right?
Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
That is the confident one, the one that maybe is a little more aloof, the one that is kind of busy and just in their zone and gets caught up on life. Sometimes you may think it's that one because they're not being super affectionate, or they're not spending a lot of quality time, but it's not that one you have to worry about. It's literally the one that's why don't you text me? Why don't you tell me you love me?
Yeah,
and da-da-da-da.
if you're with one of those, dangerous. Because
well, those
they're
are
seeking attention a lot. And if you're not giving it to them enough
and
of
they're
it,
telling you they're ripe for the taken.
Yes, they are.
They're ripe. And if they confide in somebody, the wrong person or vent to the wrong person, and then that person becomes a captain and they tell you all the things that they think you want to hear because you are ripe for the taking.
You always said that. Don't ever pour your heart out to another woman. It's stupid because you're just opening the doors to...
No. If you are going to vent for, just to get it off your chest or whatever, never do it to the opposite sex.
Facts.
That is, unless you just want your relationship to end, because that is all bad. Never do that, because that person is going to sound like the perfect. Oh my God, I can't believe she would do that. I would never do that. And they put themselves in, vice versa, males too. I can't believe he would do that. Like, if you were my girl, blah blah blah, or like, I would never do that to you. I would treat you like a queen.
Yep.
Come on. They will tell you everything, give you everything under the sun.
It's happened
because you're vulnerable. It's happened to you? Mm-hmm. You had someone captain you?
Tried.
Really?
Ex of mine, many, many years ago, yeah.
Did it work?
No.
She told you?
Yep.
Wow.
She was solid for that. I give her that.
Wow. Yeah.
Your own friends, your own homies, and your own girlfriends will try to snake you behind your back. Just know that. You think they're your friends and have your best interest, but...
You have to be careful, because the enemies...
Careful who you let in, too close.
Yeah, like...
Wait, be careful.
Because there's a thin line, you know what I mean? And if somebody, like, they want what you have...
Yes, a lot of that.
You have to ask yourself that, too. When you're venting to somebody and they're giving you advice... Think about, like, do they want what I have? And so are they trying to, like...
Are they trying to sabotage my stuff
because
to step
they want
in?
to swoop in?
I told you that early on with us. Very early on. Go watch. There's going to be a little bit of bullshit. It was. Whatever.
I feel like there always is in the beginning of relationships.
I knew it. That's why I warned you.
They have their opinions. Mm-hmm.
You made a video of it. Look, don't get with this guy. He's too wild for you. And you're coming out of a marriage. Remember, you made a funny, like a cute, funny video out of it.
Yeah, we did. Like a TikTok or something like that.
We weren't if you want to be technical or by society or whatever the hell you want to put a meter. No, we weren't supposed to end up together. You coming out of a marriage, okay? People come out of a marriage don't want to settle down right away. I didn't. When I got out of and two, I was in my player stage at the time, feeling myself in my 30s and dating multiple women. I'll be honest, I was kind of lost, I guess. You're trying to figure life out too.
Yeah.
Men in the 30s, we're still trying to figure it out. And then you came along, and then little by little, we settled down.
Yeah, but it was a process. And it's funny. It's like it was a long process. And it's funny because I feel sometimes even people be out there like having their opinions on us, thinking like, oh, but he used to still be flirty with me or whatever it may be. But they don't understand that our relationship in the beginning was slow. Mm-hmm. We dated other people at the same time.
Yes.
And we were not exclusive for a long time. And so I think, but
Facts.
People get it in their brain sometimes when they see someone together, like they go on a date or two and they're like boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, what the heck?
Negative.
I thought I was so confused by that when I started dating. I remember I talked to my sister and I was like, dude, I thought dating, like you're allowed to like date.
Yes.
Like if I don't have a boyfriend, can I just date whoever I want? Like without clearing it or hiding it? Like...
That was my argument when I was single. I was like, I'm dating. I don't belong to nobody. And someone would try to claim me. I've heard, and I said, check me. Listen, sweetheart, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't belong to you. We're dating.
Yeah, like people, or they think like just because you haven't come, you're not going to hurt the other person and say, oh, by the way, I'm dating this person and this person too. But it's kind of like you don't talk about it, but you're also not in a relationship. So it kind of, that is what it is. Mm-hmm. But there are maybe one of those people that you're dating thinks because you've been on 2 dates with them that they're kind of your person. And so maybe they share it like, oh, I'm with such and such or whatever. And they start sharing it. And so it goes kind of like, I think it happened with me and with you.
I'll go another step further. Just because we sleep with y'all don't mean you're our girlfriends or wives. I'm just saying, I don't know how women feel, but I think a lot of women, once it becomes sexual, they start thinking, oh, he belongs to me or I'm him.
Or they assume that you're the only one or whatever, especially men. Men, unless they tell you that you are their girlfriend, and listen, even when they tell you are their girlfriend, it still can be a little gray area for them. If they haven't told you, then there are other women. So protect yourself accordingly.
Protect yourself at all times. Like
Know
they say
that
in fighting.
because if you haven't had the discussion, do not assume.
Yes, that's good advice.
Do not assume.
Listen up, women.
Because
That's true.
there are others. You know, and I remember I had a conversation with somebody. We were at lunch or something, and and he literally said, like, I know that, you know, we're not exclusive, but I just want you to know I'm not dating anybody else. And I was like,
I hate that. I don't like when
Okay.
someone says that. Don't say that to me. I'm not going to reciprocate it back.
I was so uncomfortable.
I bet it
'cause
was.
You can't say it back.
Okay. Or if somebody tells you I love you right too fast. Like,
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's no bueno.
Nope.
No.
I don't
That's
throw that
no.
word around.
I was so confused because, listen, you guys, I was married for a long time, and I got, you know, I got married like right out of high school. And so I
Young.
just was confused because I thought like dating meant like dating. And I remember I had to ask my sister for like advice. Like, I don't understand how this works. Like, I thought I was like allowed. Like I told you, I was dating this one. I sure hope none of these people listen to the podcast, but I dated this one guy
Who cares what they do?
who freaked out. I literally went on like, I don't know, maybe a date, maybe two. And he freaked out on me because he found me on Facebook, which, by the way, when I was dating, I did not do the whole social media following with people I was dating. You can attest to that. Because remember, you asked me if I had a Facebook, and I was like, I'd rather not.
Yeah. I respect that because what you're going through.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to put any, I didn't want anything public or whatever because I was going through a divorce. You know, I had young kids. Like, I'm not trying to do that.
How smart of you.
So I didn't do that. But this guy, obviously, red flag, found me on Facebook. And one night, and I'm sure I could, as I've never deleted a Facebook message, I'm sure I could find them if I looked. One night, he messages me on Facebook, like, all these crazy things, like, I can't believe that with these guys, blah, blah, blah. It was my brother and my nephew on my Facebook. It was a picture of me and them. And
he thought it was...
I don't know. He was, like, thinking there was these guys or whatever. Who cares? But even if it was, you're not my boyfriend,
Who the hell
dude.
are you? Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Psycho.
You know, it was like psycho. Like, did you ever had that?
I got shit for having those two girls on my Facebook page for a while, remember?
Yeah.
That's a
Someone
stupid
came to
picture.
me and told me that.
Yeah, I was at the pool party. I had two girls in bikinis, one on each arm, just taking a picture.
Yeah. And it
at
was
a
your
pool
profile
party.
picture.
Yeah, it was my profile picture.
Somebody
at that
came
point, I was
to
single.
me.
I was single and I didn't care. I didn't give a shit what anyone thought about me. I was single and happy.
Yeah. And somebody came, and I will not name this person, but somebody.
Yeah, you told me. You
I know,
mentioned
but
it.
don't.
I'm not going to say nothing. Yeah, they brought it to your attention. I laughed about it.
Yeah, they brought it to my attention that, like, you know, hey, doesn't it bother you that he has a picture? I'm like, no. Like, we're just barely dating. I think we had just become exclusive. So what? The minute we become exclusive, I'm supposed to, like, scour through your Facebook and start telling you what your like, that stuff happens organically and over time. There isn't like you'll never get in a relationship if you think that, like, oh, okay, you're like, if you're my boyfriend now, let me look at every picture you've ever posted, gotta delete everything. Oh, and that girlfriend you used to have, gotta wipe her from existence because we gotta pretend she doesn't exist.
You gotta love. I always wonder this about humans. This is a good conversation we're having. What the hell possesses people to think that you didn't have a past life before they came into your life?
And it's okay.
People are delusional. Oh my goodness. They act like, you know, you're not delusional, but you know I had a life before you. I've had ex-girlfriends. I've had women I've dated.
I ask you.
Yes.
I think it's
I pointed at them
interesting.
on public when we bumped into my parties. Like, nothing to hide. I'm not trying to be sneaky. That way, if you see me talking, like, who's this chick?
But my thing is, like, why would you, like, that's part of your history. It's part of your life. I wouldn't have a problem if you save pictures of your ex-girlfriend. You have, like, oh, these are memories of when I was with her. It's like a part of your life.
Part of my
because
journey.
I became part of your life now. That doesn't go away. And I don't understand. To me, it's insecurity.
There's different chapters you create in your life.
Right.
Throughout your journey in life.
Yeah, I'm like,
and that's part of it.
I have a history, obviously. I have, you know, there's still pictures of Robert at my parents' house. You never, like, said, hey, you know, I'm uncomfortable with your parents still having pictures of her. No. Why would they not? That was a chunk in time. That was my family. That's a family photo of that time in my life. I don't feel like it has to be wiped from existence. No. It's a big part of my life.
Yes.
And I'm okay with it.
Could you imagine? Yeah, if I came in and tried to regulate, like, hey, babe, why is there pictures of you and Robert and the kids when you were little, family photos? Why is he still in here? Because he was a part of your life. He's the father of your kids. You can't erase him. That's dumb.
Like
People are like ignorant or aloof. Like,
it's insecurity. I don't know.
It is.
Because even for you,
it is.
Even like you, like your girlfriend, I would love to see, like, let me see pictures of you guys when you were together. Like, I like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ask you questions. Like, I like to know, like, nitty gritty questions. Like, ooh, has this ever happened when you dated? What was the grossest thing? What's the like, I love asking things like that because, for one, with you have a history. Like, you've been with a lot of women. And so it's exciting to me to, like, ask you, like, what do different vaginas look like? Have you seen, do they all look different? And, like, I don't know. So I like hearing those things. Funny. And I just think it's funny when people are bothered by that.
Look and feel different. Just being honest. That's why we call this podcast Candidly with Coffee. It's true.
Just candid. But I guess I don't know. I don't know. Am I the minority in thinking, or do most people, are they bothered by those things? Do you think, like history and
insecurity? Yes. Because let me flip the tables. Now, if you're going to let's say my family's house, and there's pictures of me and my ex plastered up on the walls, how would you feel? I think majority, in my opinion, women would be super bothered by that.
No, I've seen pictures of your ex. When we were going through your mom's stuff after she passed, there was pictures.
Yeah.
Your stuff. You have an album somewhere that we put away in your little box when I was cleaning the garage. Can you imagine if I came across that album and was like, why do you have this? Like, can you imagine? I think that's silly.
Or just have feelings for her. Why do you have pictures? Like, hey, I haven't talked to my ex in, like, dude, 12, 13, I don't know, 10 years plus probably.
I don't know. Like, that, it doesn't bother me. It just, that's not, I think that, to me, the opposite would bother me. Like, why would I expect, or you expect me to erase? And sometimes with photos, it's the only thing that will trigger a memory. So if you get rid of photos, it really kind of does over time erase a part of your life. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of sad to me because it was still a part of your life. It's a part of your history. It's a part of what made you who you are today. Same with my life and my family and my, I have photo albums and family videos and tons of stuff. And I would never get rid of them. I think that's silly.
Exactly.
But you never know. It's just everyone's different, I guess. I'd love to know how other people feel about that, I guess.
Yeah.
So you guys got to let me know. Sound off in the comments if you're on YouTube. I am very curious because
it's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
People's perspectives on relationships and how people think things should be, or there's those types that you go on 2-3 dates and they're already asking you, so where are we? I hated that. Don't ask me where we're at.
Oh yeah,
Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
I'm telling you,
women don't
I
do
got
that to
after
men.
like a date or two. I was like, dude, what is going on?
That's a quick way to drive someone far and away from you. Let me tell you, women, if you ask a guy by the second or third day, like, where are we? Like, if we're in a relationship or not, if you have to ask that question, chances are you're not going to get further than that. He's going to look at you like, damn, already pressing me?
Yeah.
A lot of men don't like to be
I can't
pressed.
even, we went on probably dozens. We spent a lot of time together. So I know that's why perception to people was that we were maybe together. So they probably thought, ha ha ha, they're together, but little do they know this or that or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't it funny how people wanted to insert themselves?
Yeah, they did. But it's like, hey, we're spending a lot of time together because we're moving up the ladder.
Recording.
Like, if there was a rotation, we're obviously moving up the rotation for each other because we are spending a lot of time together. And
I was at a crossroads in my life where I was ready to settle down with one woman. I don't want to keep dating women. It gets old. I don't know how some men in my age group that keep playing this game. Like, bro, you be going to clubs and bars at damn near 50, chasing.
Don't you want your person?
Yes.
Like, to me, a person.
I do.
And how do you know it's your person? To me, you know it's your person if when something bad happens to you, a tragedy, a death, a health condition or whatever, that the first person that you want to tell and you want to console you, or the person that to help you through it, is your person. Mm-hmm. That's your person. Your person is not only the person you want to share the good with, like if something good happens, if, business wise or whatever, something good, you want to share it, but something bad, like you want that security blanket. Like that's where that's the person. And to me, it's even more important in the bad times. It's great in the good times, but I think a lot of people can be great for each other in the good times.
Your relationship gets tested when you go through some bad times. That's when you find out. And we've been through some bad times together, and you've lifted me up, when I was down and out.
So, like, if you during the bad times, you think of your significant other as like, oh, I need, I need them to help me through this or whatever, to be there for me. That's your person.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like your person is. If that's your best friend or your somebody else and it's not the person you're with, then you probably have some work to do on that.
True.
If they're not the one lifting you up when you're down.
Exactly. And I always, fellas, let me leave you with something. Remember this. The queen protects the king. Just remember that. Life is chess, not checkers.
Ah, very nice.
Gotta think of the long haul.
Yeah, you really do.
Like, like I said, I had my little fun when I was dating women and seeing what I wanted. I was lost. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to I was coming out of a relationship. I didn't want to just settle down with whoever, whenever, whatever, just to settle down. I'm not one of those kind of guys that just from one monkey branch to the next, just jumping from one relationship to another. I've never been that guy. Like some dudes and women are like that. The minute they get out of a relationship, they're already jumping into one like weeks later. Like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah, or like people just get in a lot of relationships. Like I have
serial
not been
relationship
in many.
daters. No,
I'm not a serial relationship person, but it's also because I actually dated. But people don't date; they just have boyfriend and boyfriend. So like I dated, but I did not make anyone my boyfriend or my husband, whatever. Other than my two husbands. That's it. I've never had like a boyfriend that didn't become my husband.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's the truth. Everybody else I dated. There was other people, obviously, but I dated them. They didn't become my boyfriend and they didn't become my husband. It just so happens that that's the way my life turned out. But I'm happy with it.
And men who are so-called players or whatever you want to call yourselves and label, you could settle down and change. Trust me. Take it from me. I was one of them. I was a bounce in the nightlife scene. You know how many women, not to brag, I've had, every weekend I could have had any woman I want. It was easy. It was like candy. And the reason I say is because you're a bouncer in the nightclub.
Oh, yeah, they love that. It's like authority because you're an authority figure.
I could get them in, like they'll call me, like get their friends and they feel cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I know Mike, I know Mo. We'll get us in. Don't have to wait in line. And we did that, of course. You play the game. Make them feel special. Next thing you know, you're going home with them. That's just the way it is. You're talking a long time ago, 2 decades ago when I was doing this. I'm 47. I was bouncing in my 20s. But I'm just, if I could be honest, that's kind of the life that I had for a long time.
Yeah, but then even after you got out of that long-term relationship you were in, that 4-year stretch that you were single, you ran amok. I caught the tail end of that, but you were wild at that time too. Because you were just like a free bird.
There was no stopping me. I'm glad we didn't meet. I'm so glad we didn't get together in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have made it.
No. Timing is everything.
Yes.
For sure.
Dude, timing is everything in life. I had to be ready to hang him up, and you came out of something big too yourself. So it's all timing.
It was. And like I said, I was planning on being single for a long time. That didn't work out very much.
I know. I felt a little bad.
But timing, though. No, because what was I going to do? Date? I would have been a serial dater because everybody, I wasn't into a relationship. I would have just been one of those serial dater people, and then everyone would annoy me. I was like Shallow Hal. Have you ever seen that movie, Shallow Hal? I would look for something that would bother me about someone and then be like, oh, I can never date them again because I cannot unsee it. The littlest, stupidest things would bother me.
Yeah.
And with you, nothing bothered me. That was the difference.
Nothing, huh?
No, like nothing bothered me. And it's just because I think you develop feelings. When you develop real feelings, even things that should bother you don't bother you. That takes me back to the beginning of this conversation. Yeah. Whereas that's how you know you're developing loving feelings for someone, because maybe if, John Doe chews a little funny and you get irritated, like, oh, this guy, what a turnoff. He chews a little funny. But then when you chew a little funny, I think it's, oh my God, he chews so cute. That's because it's love. Love is developing. Because you start to have allowances for things that in someone you don't love would drive you fucking crazy. That's why it's easier to be married and live with someone that you love than it is to have like a roommate. Yeah. A roommate will irritate the shit out of you because you're not in love with them. But your significant other, you love them, so it's a little easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this little relationship talk on this lovely Friday. And
Relationship
we'll
talk.
see you guys on Monday.
See ya.